What's good? Welcome back to the channel. Just wanted to do a prequel to this video, just for those who are mechanically inclined. Just fast forward through the parts, that you can handle and know that you can do. I do full videos to help those that don't know how to do certain things and try to, go step by step to help them along with doing the process. Patience is one of the main things that you have to have on doing anything. So when you're in the engine and you're doing things and it's not going your way, just have patience and you'll eventually get through it just from you and your motivation on completing the job. If you run into a spot that you may get stuck, definitely just stop and call somebody or possibly have it taken in if you know that you are stuck in a certain area that you may not be able to complete. So just wanted to say these things. Like I said, if you are mechanically inclined, just kind of skip through, fast forward, whatever you need to do. I do it sometimes just because I'm mechanically inclined as well, and that's just to get to the point, but try to like the video. A lot of people do and a lot of people don't. They get the knowledge and they don't like the thumbs up the video, but try to give a thumbs up to everybody has helped me get through my challenges and everything on repairs. But yeah, 2009 Honda EXL Pilot, getting ready to change the spark plug. So let's get on with the video. Good morning, welcome to the channel. Back with another video for you guys. Today I'm on a 2009 Honda Pilot EXL 3.5 liter. We're getting ready to do a tune-up on this guy. Has over 150,000 miles, so it's time to replace the spark plugs. Just picked this vehicle up recently, so show you what you're gonna have to do. All right, so you got 6 spark plugs, and let's remove our cover. So you're gonna need a screwdriver, and you have these little tabs down in here. Let me just bring you guys closer and I'll sit back up. All right, so you got these tabs right here. One over here, one over here. Come over here, let's back this up. You're gonna straighten it straight, just like that. Same thing with this one, make it straight. All right, now we can pop our cover up and off. And let's see what we're gonna need. I did a tune-up on an Odyssey the other day. This is similar to the Honda Odyssey. I think there was an 06 I was doing the other day. All right, so let's get this little bitty guy out the way. Let's pop our cover up. All right, we got our cover up and out the way. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so it looks like we got 10 millimeters for the bolts for the coil pack. So let's make sure. The other vehicle was number 7 Allen, the Honda Odyssey I did the other day. And let's get a 10. And let's check. I always start in the back. I just want to verify what I'm working with. So in the back, you're going to have to do those by feel. Let's see if we got a good shot. All right, so since we don't, let's come over here. So in the front there, you got your 3 up front, okay? And then you got your 3 in the back. I'm trying to see if that's good enough, or is that? All right. Let's go ahead and get these 10 millimeters free from in the back. Let's see how I'm gonna set up with my lighting. And hopefully we got some magnetic spots back in here. That was not too bad. Yeah, that's pretty good. Let me get one more light. And that guy is up here. And just to have some lighting. And I always start in the back. Just because those are the hardest. So you can't do those, then ain't no sense of doing the front because you're gonna do a half a tune-up, basically. All right. Not too many magnetic spots these days on the vehicles. So just trying to find a safe place so I don't drop my light. And that might work. Looks like it will. All right. Got my magnet tray. And let's put this up here. Get something to lean on. Because you're smashing your body up. Okay. You can see your coil packs just a little bit, so you're gonna have to just feel for them And I recommend you kind of wiggle them up and pop them out, and then disconnect the connector because you can barely see it. And let me get a magnet just in case I may or may not drop one of these, and I hope I don't. But always have some things just in case. Got our magnet. And let's feel. And I feel the first guy. And my build is too long, so let's shorten it. And I'm using a stubby 10mm 3/8 ratchet. I have a long 3/8 ratchet, and then I have my spark plug removal tool here. So that is a 5/8 spark plug socket. All right, so let's go ahead and break these free, and then just take your time. And those guys have been on there for a minute. Let's walk down the line. That one free. Let's walk down the line. And we got one more. Those free, and you want to do this on a warm engine. So I went and made a couple of errands, came back just to make sure the engine was warm enough. And you want to be careful now back in here so you don't drop your screw. And that is magnetic, so just in case you drop it, you can get you a magnet, but it will be hard to see because it's black. Move my hand so you guys can see me a little better. And let's move on over to this one. But yeah, I always start in the back. It's easier to do the front. Some people start in the front, but yep, that's how I do it. Hard first. Okay, let's give these guys some wiggles. Hopefully we can pull it right up. Just like that. Let's get them all free. And then just like that, one more over here. Kind of wiggle at it and pull. And you want to do this sooner than later, just because stuff gets old and it's harder to, sometimes the boots will stick to the spark plugs. Had that issue the other day, and they'll break off in there. Bring this up and out the way. All right, so I got this one. Let's push this down. Connector. Got one coil out. That one looks good. Go back here to the next. Push our clip in. Pull them out. That one looks good as well. And what I mean by the rubber boots aren't damaged or anything. And let's do this one as well. I'm gonna rotate this one to the side a little bit so I can push my clip. Pull. There we go. And you're gonna have to work this one out a little bit and maybe up around this hose back here. So got all three of those out. And let's begin the removal process of the back three. And I'll show you which plugs I went with. I'm gonna use a little anti-seize to make sure these come out the next time for the next tune-up. And you wanna do a tune-up every 75 to 100,000 miles, okay? Okay, so we're on there. This is where the extension comes in. Let's move these over here in the magnet tray. And I'm going to go down the line and break them all free. Make sure your wrench is set righty tighty, lefty loosey. And you're going to kind of have to build and separate. So make sure it's on there good. Pop her free. Swivel this one. Separate it, and let's see where I'm at so we can move the camera if need be. And looks like we need to just a tench. There we go. All right, so this is a fixed one. It's already built this way, so if you don't have a 5/8 socket that is already built together, you can build your own. So I bought this specifically. This is a thin wall socket, and I bought this for certain makes and models because they're starting to transfer over to thin walls. So let's go ahead and break this one free. Got our build there. And these aren't really tight, so I'm gonna give them a little more torque since they're not that tight. And let's move over to this guy. And just kind of feel for your hole and just be careful not to drop your socket. And I think I'm going to shrink down. Let's see if I can get to it first. No, all right, let me shrink down to my 1.5 inch adapter just so I can get to it a little easier. You might want to pick up some of those for just a little extra spots. All right, so we got that broke free. And let me loosen it up some more, and we'll start spinning out by hand. And we'll start from the far side over here. And let's get to spinning. And this one has a magnet on it. Some of them have a rubber boot inside. I recommend you just pick up one with a magnet on it. And let's get one of these guys out. And we're just going to go down the line and replacing one at a time. And just kind of work it up and out. Sometimes it'll stay. Let's take our magnet and see if it's loose enough. Spot. There we go. And if it does stay, then it might not be loose enough like this one. So let's go back in. You might think you're loose enough because they get real loose once they start to come out. Some engines. But yep, it'll feel like you're loose and still got a little threads in there. Alright, let's try it out. And let's see. May not be quite there yet. Let's shrink this magnet some more. Let's go from behind, make it easier. Feels like I got it. And we do. Alright, so we got one plug out. Let's see what we got on there. Got a little bit of oil. Yep, so it might be valve cover time soon. Yep, got a little oil on there. Alright, so let's go ahead and match up these parts. And I went with the same. So let's go ahead and get you these parts numbers. Alright, so ordered these off of eBay. Was able to pick these up for under 50 bucks. So I think these were like $28.99. And the reason why I went with them, because they're the genuine OEM Honda. So that's your parts number there. Okay. And this is what I went with. Iridiums. Original OE. If I can get this thing to focus. Come on, camera. Focus on them for the people. Well, maybe I need to zoom out some. Not having any focus. But anyway, the parts number is 12290-R70-A01. So there we go. Starting to get a nice focus. So, yep, genuine Honda. So let's go back in. And let's use a little bit of anti-seize to do the job. Alright, so we got one guy out the way. Let's put this one up there. And let's go ahead and walk down the line. And let's see if we got some magnetism. And definitely match up your parts. Make sure you inspect your plug. Make sure there's no cracks or anything. And let's work it back in. And a little bit of anti-seize, a little bit. You don't want a whole lot, just enough to make sure it doesn't lock up in there. All right, that should be enough. Get something to wipe my hands with. this will work. Oh, beach towel. All right, so that's in there. Go ahead and work it back in. Feel for your hole and just guide it on in. It might slide off, and don't worry about it. It's not like you're dropping it off a cliff or anything. All right, you want to feel the threads before you start spinning, and spin as much as you can by hand. And what I'm doing is I'm spinning the neck and I'm just supporting it with my fingertip. What I could have did, I'll peel back, ratchet, and where that put you guys. I hate when I do that, have stuff and move it when you go to get something else. All right, let me get my ratchet. Be right back. All right, so we back in there, got the ratchet. In my face sometimes, I hate when I do that, but we're missing, we're human. All right, so let's continue tightening this guy up. Got my 1.5 inch adapter so it can help me support the neck a little better. And I'm just working it all the way in until it stops. And we're almost there, it feels like. And we have stopped. All right. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Might have to adjust your ratchet a little bit. Almost there. Just want them tight. And that should do it. And I'm just testing the tension with the tip. Make sure it's tight enough. All right. Let's go to the next one. Pull him out. That one should be hand tight, just about. Just about. But yeah, I had some rubber boots break on me inside a 3.5 the other day in the back, of course, where I can't see well. But it happens, and just keep working. And I had to use some picks and everything. You'll see that video. It was a 2006 Honda Odyssey. I remember now. But it was getting a misfire, and replaced all these guys and coils on that one. All right, so after you get this one out the way, that is the hardest one right here on the driver's side, because you got all this stuff, these hoses and stuff in the way. And we'll keep going. Some extra threads just in case I'm still on there. And hopefully I'm not. Let's pull it out. Oh, dropped it. And that's where the magnet comes in. And just feel for your hole. Alright, got that guy out. Let's get us another Honda. Actually, I'm going to bring a couple up here. And one at a time, and take your time. Make sure you don't cross thread. So if you feel it binding, definitely back up. If you're not comfortable with doing this job, don't do it. Have somebody else do it. Take it in. And I'm inspecting my plug. Everything looks good. And when I say that, you want to make sure there's no damage. You want to make sure your porcelain is not cracked. Okay. Little anti-seize. Just smear it around a little bit. You don't need a lot because it's going to spiral in, so it's still going to get some. All right, so go back in, feel for your holes. We got this one out the way. Come back over this one. Then we have this one. So we're going in the middle. And just feel around when you're back here. If not, you'll just be touching one of your other plugs and you'll be pulling it back out, moving it to the other one. Or you could sometimes do what I do, which is go coil for coil, pull one out, put one back, pull one out, put one back. But since I'm back here, I'm just going to go straight across. All right, that one's tight. And we can use our long extension now, our 3-inch. we go. Going back tight. And you want to just snug it up. And right now I'm just testing my tension, and that should be enough. All right, separate it. Let's go over to the other one. This will be the final plug to take out. Let's put this one over here, wires in the back. Let's take it, drop her in. And this one is hand tight. There we go. Yeah, some of them be easier to come out than others. It happens. And hopefully I can get this one out without no problem. There we go. It's number 3, and we can put these coils back in. So we had no oil on these other plugs. I'll move all that out the way in a little bit. Do an inspection. Looks good. Let's go with it. Let's move it around. And let's go back in with the last one. Let's kind of work it around and up in. There we go. That one fell off a little bit. Give it a couple of wiggles, and you should be good. Wipe my fingers off. Got a little anti-seize on it. And let's hand tight as much as we can. And then we'll go ahead and connect these coils back. Put a little dielectric grease around the inside of the tip of the boot. They get stuck sometimes. All right, that one's tight. And let's get our extension again. Make sure we're going tight. Just ratchet it a little bit. There we go. Alright, let me switch so I can be set again. I think we're there. Yep, we are. Alright, let's go ahead and separate everything. Alright, so we got all those 3 in. Let's get a little dielectric grease. It even says tune up on it. All right, and let's do this to the rubber boots a little bit. Right in here, and just around the tip a little bit. Okay, now I'm gonna connect these first and make sure you have them facing the right way. So I'm just gonna kind of wiggle it in the hole like that. Connect my connector and slide it back up, and you'll feel it go over the nipple of the bolt. And just feel it and just kind of start working it in. All right, we got that one in. We'll tighten it in a minute. Next one, a little dielectric grease. Just a little bit. Around the tip in there. And just kind of work it around like that. Just to kind of smooth it around. Check your coil. Make sure your wire's out the way, and let's proceed on this one. Check our hole, let's line it up, connect our connector back. And I recommend you do it this way so you can see it and make sure it clicks. Go over the hole and make sure you got a good grip on your bolt. And you're doing all this by feel, okay? And we got one more coil pack. Go. Let's make this one easy and accessible for the next tune-up. But yeah, every 75 to 100,000 miles, you need to do this, or have somebody else do it. All right, this is the one I had to go under here. Let me see if I can go up and over like I did. Yeah, I went up and over here. And then just line up the hole. And then we got it set. Connect our connector back. I'm gonna rotate it to the side a little bit. Snap in my connector and put it over the hole. And just kind of mash them all down. And once you got this one, we can tighten up and we're done with the back. I'm trying to make sure I'm careful. Don't want to drop that, and you definitely don't want to cross thread. Alright, so we got all the back in. Let's tighten those down. And you're not going to be able to use a torque wrench in here. And you shouldn't torque these down anyway, you just want them tight. Make sure you set first. And just a little bit. Tighten a little bit. Go back over. Tight. A little bit. Tight. And a little bit. There we go. Alright, so we're done with the back. Let's follow the same procedure in the front. Move this out the way. Yay! Done with the hard area. Alright. Let's come in here and do the same to the front. Let's break them all free first. Ouch. My knuckle popped. Make sure you're set. Alright. Now all those should be hand tight. And let's move the light so we don't forget it in case it dies. And let's give us some light up here somewhere. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, there we go. That'll work out. Not that we need all that lighting, but it helps. Alright, let's just take all these off one at a time. Got my magnet up here. And I'm gonna have to touch the button again for some more music. Help me get through it. And if not, we'll just be going in without the music. Just because it's gonna take a minute, and you know how it is scrolling, trying to find something that's not copyright. Alright, we got one more screw here. Or bolt. Okay, now we can do the same here. Just kind of wiggle on them, pop it up. Same thing with these guys. There we go. Now, let's go ahead and disconnect these as well. One. I'm gonna have to slide them up a little bit. Let me lean. There we go. It's two. This one up. Push. Pull. All right, that's three. Yay. All right, let's pull them on up and out. I'm gonna have to rotate it a little bit. Let's go ahead and do that. And these coils look good. And let's rotate this one on up and out. All right, let's go ahead and start the procedure on the surgery. Okay, we see our socket piston hole there. Get it on there. Let's see what we're going to use. Let's use the 2-inch extension. I think I left it over here. Hate when I do it. I hate when I do it. Oh, I separated and moved it. Okay, let me quit moving stuff. All right, back in there. I had to adjust the camera a little bit. You're not going to see these on camera, but when you get in here to look over, you'll see them. And you're not going to be able to see the hole at all. All right, so let's go back in with the 1.5 inch extension. Let's get it to sit on there. Support your neck. Got it to break free. Now I'm trying to loosen up enough just to hand tighten it out. Hand spin it out. Getting there. Some come out easier than the others. Just about there. Let's feel. Separate that. Not quite. But yeah, this is the stuff, you don't get to see. Everybody will locate them for you, and you don't get to see how it is to work with them like this. Okay, that one's hand tight. And let's move to the other one. But yep, I recommend do the back first because they're the hardest. And just kind of be careful around your connectors, not to snap them or break them or anything. Okay, I think we're pretty loose there. Yep, let's pull him out and go to the next. Yeah, it's gonna probably be about a 30-minute video. Try to make them as short as possible, but I like to do full videos. Just in case I run into something and you might run into the same thing too, and you don't get to see what the issue is. That one's about hand tight now. And the same engine as the Honda Odyssey, but this vehicle sits up higher in the front because it's an SUV. These are very good engines. Usually don't have too many problems with them. You just kind of wiggle it if you know your hand tight and it feels like it's stopping a little bit. Hopefully that's enough. Nope. It'll be like this sometimes. You think you're good. And it should be almost there. But you're going to have to move in a lot of different positions. Alright, let's see what we got. And we got one. Yay. And let's go with some more. Another Honda dude. And definitely don't mix up spark plugs. Some people might buy a couple of these and a couple of those. Just get all the same. And if you're doing this, possibly may know, or you might be your first time trying to do this, but yep, definitely don't get mixed up spark plugs. All right, separate this again. Let's work our way down. But yeah, all the tedious spots make it a little harder to get stuff in. Then we got to work around that. Get this back. Go. Back it up a little bit and let's see if we can feel the threads. And there we go. And the last thing we'll be able to do will be start the car, and that's going to let you know if the plugs are okay. As far as, even though they look good, you might have to do the job again if the plugs aren't doing what they're supposed to. And you're going to keep hand tightening. And we're at a stop just about right there. Grab a ratchet again. Make sure it's set to go on. There we go. Port the neck. Just about there. You'll feel it And there we go. All right, got that one. Let's go to the next one, get it out. And we can actually go ahead and put one of these coils back in real quick. A little electric grease down in there, around in there. Let's go ahead and get this one on in. And we'll connect the connectors all together. All right, let's break this next one free. All right. Switch the wrench. And we did break them free already, I forgot. Yeah, we might be 35 minutes, 40 minutes in, but you get to see the whole video and moving around and digging around and stuff you have to do. And always go back in hand tight, okay? And you want to do it on a warm engine. Warm engine. And they're easier to break free, and you don't have the risk of snapping the plug inside the engine. Should be about there. Let's see what the magnet does. If I can get it, let's move the fan a little bit. And tilt it and pull it out. So yeah, little stuff like that you might have to move and adjust your fan. Little stuff, okay? We got two of these guys left. And let's look it. Looks good. Anything suspect you don't want to install. Even if you order them and you gotta wait, don't put it in. If anything, just leave your old plug in. They should be the same for it, like I did Honda. All right, let's go in the middle here and work from there. Might slide off like that one did. Give it some wiggles. You'll feel it slide back on, and just start hand tightening it. And like I always say, if you feel it binding, just back up. You might feel a little bit after you get some threads because it's still working its way in, but like the first 3 to 5 spins, you want those to go smooth, and you'll feel it pass up. Okay, let's get this on. Is that a stop? Okay, Mr. Light. Let me get these last two in. Switch over here. Feel our tension. Getting there. And that's it. All right, let's get this guy out. Hand tight still, great. All right, Mr. Light. I said, let me get one more out. There's one more in. And we'll change the back. I think this one's almost there. Feels like it. Let's go ahead and try to extract it. And let's go back in one more time. I think it just disconnected. Yep, that's all. And work it out. And there we go. Last guy out. Let's get the other one in. Hopefully our light won't flash on me and die real quick. And this will be the last one. And that should do it. Make sure you don't get any on your tip. And I think the light's gonna allow me to make it through. Okay. this one in, move our fan back and forth a little bit. And he didn't, but we're done in the back, so let's move this over here. Somewhere, there we go. And we're almost done with the hand tightening. Stop. Going back tight. So yeah, this wobbly socket really works, and that is fixed, and you don't have to worry about dropping the actual extension. All right, let's go. Getting there. And that's it. All right, let's pop this guy on out. All right, got all those guys out. Let's go in with our last two coils. A little dielectric on both. Just a little bit. And just kind of move the tip area a little bit. All right, let's work this one in. Sit it there for a moment. Let's do the last one. Work this glove back some. And just a little bit on the inside there. A little bit around the outside. Just a little bit. Okay. At this one. All right, let's go ahead and connect these connectors back. And slide up some so I can get in there. Got that one. Smash it down. Let's get this guy in. And rotate the connector towards that like this, a pinch. So an awkward position. And we'll get it on there straight. Make this hand a little better. There we go. Come over here and click. And let's do the last one. And just be careful and just work it. There we go. All right, got all those in there. Let's go ahead and put our bolts back on. Be careful not to drop it across thread. And I usually mash them down a little bit, spin it on up. Already got everybody in the back tight. And the reason why I'm saying stuff twice is just to double check my brain. Because you're going to want to overlook it even though you know you're done. Because sometimes just overlooking your engine, you might see something else that needed to have some attention that you didn't know about. And it happens sometimes. Move these out the way. And then we can start the vehicle. After I clean up everything, all right. Crank it over. Tight, crank over. Tight, crank over. All right, let's move all these lights and things and start the engine, and we can put our cover back on after so. And let's clean up everything, spark plugs and all that. You don't want anything to rattle and fall down in here. All right. Spark plug, anti-seize, And let's cover up this dielectric grease, and I was trying not to smash it, and I did a little bit, but it happens. Wipe this over here. And everything's clear. All right, let's go ahead and start this guy. And fiberglass or aluminum, that is. So everything out the way. And let's grab the key and let's start it. All right, sounds good. Got some new fresh plugs in there. Almost an hour in, but you see, it takes a little bit of a process. So engine sounds good. New plugs in. Hopefully we're good for another 100,000 miles. So I'm just gonna scan around. So then you can see a little better. The coils right there. Yeah, of course you got the one you can't see in the back. But yeah, thanks for watching the channel. Only thing left to do would be to put the engine cover on, but definitely make sure you turn off the vehicle when you do that, because you don't want to hurt yourself or anything, all this moving stuff. But yep, thanks for watching the channel. Hit the thumbs up, please like and subscribe if this helps you out. And this is a full video, so it takes a little longer than just the bits and pieces. You see all the turns and the wrenches and all that. Always remember, rust is the enemy on these things, which makes us work so hard. Until the next video, guys, I'm out.